Well, the second season of the Cuphead Show has finally dropped, and I gotta be honest, while I enjoyed the first season on rewatch, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. The trailer for season 2 already had me more excited, and after my first watch through, I can say without a doubt that season 2 is a huge improvement over season 1. Why exactly? I think it's a combination of small things, little details, and character changes. For this video, I just want to talk about my overall thoughts on each episode, as well as a few side tangents related to timelines and character portrayals. Each episode is only 10 minutes, so I feel that I can give a good general impression of each in a pretty timely manner, all while trying to avoid the greedy Netflix copy strike by not showing too much footage. Seriously, they copy striked trailer footage. That's kind of crazy. Anyways, so we basically pick up right where we left off, with Cuphead and Mugman getting locked away for breaking into a cookie factory. Man, life must be tough on the Isles if just the simple act of stealing a cookie is enough to get you locked up in the slammer.
The pokey, the clink, the stony lonesome, the convict condo, the zoo for criminals, the old hooba dooba. Yeah, the old hooba dooba?
This season has a lot more references to the game, at least that I picked up on. Right away, we see the octopus from Briney Beard's fight getting swole, and we also see both Hatchet Face, which was an original design for Cuphead, as well as the Cyclops from Rugged Rich, who in fact turns out to be a female. Oh god. Oh, the Simps. Oh no. And this episode is basically one of many that will have Cuphead and Mugman hating on each other and splitting up for a bit before coming back together at the end. Charmed and Dangerous has Miss Chalice return, and I am glad the show has some form of continuity, as there are references to past events and it seems to happen somewhat chronologically. Miss Chalice in the show seems to have a different personality than in the game, so it really does feel like the show is just an alternate timeline. We also see Hilda Berg for all but 5 seconds. And oh my god, Chalice in ghost form, Astral Plane! Episode 3 is basically what half the fan base was waiting for, cause wouldn't you know it, everyone's favorite, we wanted to make her thicker, Medusa, Cala Maria is front and center. And I actually really like the way they presented this boss as a character. The voice actress also does a great job at selling this sort of self-absorbed, career-driven monster who also happens to enjoy eating squid liver. Funny thing to note, if we look at this squid from the first episode, we can see a scar right about here. I don't know, it'd be funny if this was the squid's liver that Cala eats. I don't know if they can live without a liver, it's just a theory. Anyways, this is one of the best episodes of the season. Great humor. Learning how this version of Briney Beard lost his legs is dark. And then we get this. I gotta say, Mugman's expressions in these new episodes just kill me. Honestly, might be my favorite character of the season. Also of note, the crown in the chest is very similar to the Queen of Games crown, but not identical. Nothing really there, a crown is a crown, but fun to note. Also, the crab battle was legendary. And then we get to Bowlboy, and I don't know what is going on here. At first I thought it might be the devil in disguise, but no, it turns out that Bowlboy is in fact just a psycho that will be haunting my dreams for years to come. Also, that ending, what the f***? I have more thoughts on Bowlboy, but that's for later. Also, we see Ribby and Croaks more than we see Hilda this season.
Bruh.
I saw some people saying they didn't like the Baroness's accent. For me, this is one of my favorite episodes of the season, and I loved her accent. Candyland as a whole is just strange, seemingly existing in another dimension. And the whole episode is kind of a slight twist on the old Hansel and Gretel tale, with the twist being that after getting home safely, it's the parent, or Elder Kettle, that eats the kids instead of the witch. Bon Bon was really creepy, and I thought the voice actress helped sell it quite well and was perfectly cast. The Ice Cream Man is Mugman's time to shine, and boy does he. The crush that he has developed after meeting Cala Maria earlier is hilarious. Also, more great Mugman expressions, and we get sad ice cream music. The Ice Cream Man himself shows up again later in the series, and while it turns out he isn't an evil guy after all, I don't know, still kinda creepy vibes. It's so cool that an NPC from the game became a full-blown character and had his own episode, and I love what they did with Ludvig. But all in all, I actually found this particular episode to be somewhat forgettable, as we get another storyline of Cuphead and Mugman at odds. Release the Demons had some great humor, and I noticed a couple of monster references, namely the Rancor, and what at first I thought was a Where the Wild Things Are monster, but I only barely remember that movie, and looking at it now, I don't know. King Dice taking out the other demons so that he remains number 1 is a great touch, although I still don't buy the voice they chose for him. Also, shout out to the Mausoleum Music remix. And of course we see the 4 Horsemen, and even by the end of the season they remain at large, so we will hopefully get more on them later, as anything with the word primordial in front of it is already badass. I can't say any episodes are filler, but this ghost-busting one sure felt like the worst out of all of them to me. It had a good gag at the end with the painting battle, and of course more Miss Chalice is great, but I don't really care for the hags, and our main characters keep getting sleazier. Also in the show, there's no need for an astral cookie for Miss Chalice to take over someone, which even further points towards it being an alternate timeline and not just a prequel. And we get my personal favorite episode with Werner. I love that he's just a normal-sized rat in the show, but still retains all of the mechanical and engineering knowledge. The voice acting was pretty much how I imagined him to sound, and it was great to see this timeline's version of the soup tank. Elder Kettle stepping in and fighting Werner was great, and possibly hints towards both of their veteran backgrounds. One thing we keep seeing over and over is just how much of a savage and brutal person Elder Kettle truly is. And then we get the frickin' cheese seduction, which is just like, forget Cala Maria, forget Pilot Saluki, forget Goopy, whatever it is we are all searching for, this has got it. Damn, boy! Last thing to note is I wonder if the cat in the box is Katzenwagen's body. The cat arms aren't really dark blue enough, I don't know. This next one is another of the forgettable episodes for me. The Elder Kettle backstory is kind of funny, and him basically being a pyromaniac is a nice touch. Really, maybe all of Elder Kettle's savagery stems from the bullying and harassment he received as a child. This could be applied to how people treat each other even in our day and age, and could serve as a lesson. I love the repeated thing that they all do now, with the Mugman, Kettle, Kettle, Mugman. I don't know. It amuses me. Kettle is pretty scary in this episode. On top of the line and manipulation he displays, we also get this freaky spider crawl, and Kettle just shoving Cuphead into a cupboard to keep him quiet. Can I just say, episode 12 really solidified that I hate Cuphead. No, like the character in the show, he is sleazy, lazy, annoying, stupid, and I guess it makes sense. The Cuphead we play in the game has been infused with some kind of astral powers that give him the ability to attack with magical potions, as well as double jump and dash. Thinking about it, the Cuphead from the Netflix show does line up with someone who would go to a casino and lose to the Devil's Trap. So yes, at first the voice acting for Cuphead did not work for me, but at this point I think it's fine. I always liked Mugman more anyways. But yeah, I really strongly dislike Cuphead. And this episode where he won't do any work and just uses other people helps sell the character. So good job for ruining my hero, Netflix. The final episode is fun, further showing how little Cuphead and Mugman care about what they break or who they hurt. The devil doing devil things was nice to see again. The voice actor kills it every line. To be honest, I wish we got more of him this season. It's a nice cliffhanger to end on with Mugman being captured, but Cuphead having the pitchfork. And honestly, I really expected Miss Chalice to show up again before the end, but we'll get more of her in season 3, I'm sure. So yeah, like I said, I love the amount of callbacks we got this season, and we also got plenty of new stuff. Still missing some key characters though, like Matchstick, and of course my favorite astral power wielding clown, Beppy. Also interested to see if they end up using DLC characters in season 3, it would be a nice surprise. Would have loved for Hilda Berg to get a little more screen time, but compared to season 1, I just found the roster of characters and storylines to be much more enjoyable in season 2. Honestly, this has left me extremely hyped for season 3. We might not get more Cuphead game for many years, but at least the show will help fill the void. One last thing I want to mention is I love how every episode seems to have a lesson of the day type presentation, but it's not actually good lessons. These aren't things kids should take to heart and apply. Take for example episode 12 where Cuphead just slacks off, but in the end is fine because even though Elder Kettle told Cuphead to do the work, Kettle just ends up doing the work in the end for the lazy people. But then again, that's pretty much how it works in real life, with some people doing everything they can to not have to do anything. Yet another thing that we can take from the Cuphead show and apply to our difficult real-world situations, especially working in a team-oriented type space. In fact, I would say the Cuphead Netflix show could in fact be an allegory for the societal pillars of our communities and how they are slowly cracking under the weight of all of our misdeeds. And maybe Cuphead himself is just us, the viewers, lying on our asses watching this goddamn cartoon while other people are starving.
I want to be Cuphead now.